Hey guys, so today we're checking out the Morimoto XB LED headlights with the black housing and the clear lens, fitting all 2014 to 2015 Silverado 1500s. So if you are currently having some issues with your factory headlights, maybe they're not strong enough, they're not providing you the visibility that you're looking for out of your headlights, and you're looking for a solid quality upgrade, this choice by Morimoto is going to be a great option to take a look into. Now this is going to be a premium choice for somebody who is looking for something that is going to have all of the bells and whistles and kind of bring everything as far as quality and functionality to the plate. Now this is going to have a full LED setup. You're going to have a projector lens at both the high beam and the low beam, making sure that not only your lighting is significantly brighter than the factory, but it's also going to have a more uniform light pattern and look a lot cleaner, again increasing your visibility while you're driving at night, which is going to be great if you're currently struggling with that. Now not only is this going to just help you out with lighting performance, this is also going to make you more noticeable while you're driving around in the street with the daytime running light. That is going to be an LED daytime running light, and you're also going to have those amber marker lights over on this side. Now those again are going to make you stand out while you're driving around the street, keeping you a little bit safer, but they're going to assist in the styling of these headlights, and the black housing is going to do that as well. Now you're going to have a black inner housing and a black housing on the front, which is going to go great with any other black accessories that you already have on your Silverado, or if you're looking to match with any other black accessories or have that blacked out or murdered out appearance to the front end of your Silverado, these are going to do a really good job at complementing that. Now when it comes to pricing, these are going to be the premium choice in the category, coming in at $1,250. And again, that is because of the quality of construction, and it's also the quality and the functionality of these lights. Again, these are going to be fully LED. A lot of other options available in the category are not going to be fully LED. They may integrate some LEDs into the lighting. However, a lot of the time the projector lens is going to be backed up with a halogen bulb instead of the LED that you see in here. Now this is going to have a very high lumen output in comparison to some other options, again, which is going to bump the price up on this, and this is also going to just overall have a very solid construction. Some other options available on the page may not come with the trim cover on the front, they may just come with the lens, as to where this is going to be two separate pieces. So overall, I think if you're looking for a premium choice, you're looking for something that's going to last a very long time, get the job done, and look good while doing it, then this is going to be a great option to take a look into. Now, when it comes to install, I'm going to give this a pretty easy 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. I'm going to give it a 2 because we do have to take off a couple of components in order to get to the headlights themselves. However, these are going to be plug and play, no splicing or cutting is involved. So speaking of the install, let's jump into that now. Tools that I used for my install were an impact wrench, a clip removal tool, a pair of needle nose pliers, a Phillips head screwdriver, 10mm socket, and a 3-inch extension. So the first step of this install is to get our radiator cover out of the way. Now this is going to be held in by a number of different clips, so I'm going to take a pop clip removal tool or a trim removal tool, and we can take all of those out. So once all the clips are removed, what we can do is just pull up, get this out of the way. Next, we can remove the hardware that's holding in the top of our grill. I'm going to use a 10mm socket to remove the 4 bolts that are holding it on. So in order to access the bolts on the bottom of the grill, we will have to remove this upper bumper trim piece here. That's held in by hardware on either side in the inner wheel well area. I'm going to use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove this. Depending on if you have factory hardware or not, it may be a little bit different. So once that's removed and you've completed the other side as well, what we can do is just pull on this and we can fully remove this lower trim piece. Now, just like the top of the grill, we're gonna have 4 10mm bolts holding it in at the bottom as well. However, these are a little bit recessed or a little bit deeper into the grill. I'm gonna use a 10mm socket that we used before, but I'm also gonna use a 3-inch extension to reach the bolts and remove them. They may be a little bit difficult to see, but they are in each cutout in the lower plastic portion of the grill. So the grill is still held in by a couple metal clips, so we're just gonna give it a good pull back and fully remove the grill. Now that we have access to all of our headlight bolts, we can start with the one on the bottom corner that was underneath the upper bumper trim here. So there's gonna be a 10mm bolt. I'm gonna use a 10mm socket. Now there is a metal piece here that helps that bumper trim go into place. So this may be in the way. If you can't get an angle on it with a socket, I would recommend a 10mm ratcheting wrench. Then there's gonna be one on the front here that was underneath our grill. I'm gonna still use that 10mm socket to remove that. Last but not least, there's gonna be 2 bolts up on top, and I'm gonna use that same 10mm socket to remove them. Now we can pop our headlight out of place by pulling it forward and disconnecting the main wiring harness on the back just by depressing that clip and pulling back. Maybe a little bit difficult to see because it was pinched in the back of the headlight, but all you need to do is unplug this main wiring harness. So before we hop into the inside, I do want to stop down and tell you guys a little bit more about these new headlights, show you them next to the factory ones on the table, give you guys a little comparison, and show you some of the similarities and the differences between the two. Now starting off is just a brief overview of our factory light. As you can see, this is going to have chrome trim on the front, and it's also going to have a chrome housing look. Going to give you a very stock and classic look. Now on the inside, we're going to have a factory projector lens with a halogen bulb, and we're also going to have the high beam as the factory incandescent bulb. We're also going to have a reflector down there as just a standard setup. Now overall, that's going to be great for stock applications. However, if you are having trouble with the lighting and visibility at night, that's probably due to the scattered halogen bulb that comes out of the factory. They're great for stock performance, but they're not great when it comes to looking for better lighting performance, as you'll see in just a second with our new headlight. Now over on the side, we're going to have our turn signals. These are pretty big amber reflectors. Again, very stock setup. It's going to give you stock styling, and it's also just going to give you some pretty okay performance when it comes to the lighting. Now moving over to our new option, that is not going to be the case. As you can tell, this is not only going to have a sleek and stealthy look because of the black trim, the gloss black trim, should I say, and also the gloss black housing on the inside, but it is going to be a big step up in lighting performance as well. Now, as we saw with our factory light, we had a projector lens at the low beam. Now with our new light, this is going to have a projector lens at the low beam and the high beam, and they are going to be full LED. The headlight itself is going to be full LED, which is going to be incredibly bright, so giving you better lighting performance while you are driving at night, and better visibility while you're driving at night. These are also going to be a lot more uniform as far as the light pattern is concerned because of the projector lens. It's going to be a lot farther in distance in comparison to a factory reflector, especially for that high beam, which is very important for visibility. Not only that, but the LED inside is going to have a cooler color temperature, so it's going to look a lot more modernized and cleaner in comparison to the factory incandescent, which usually has a more amber or yellowish hue to it. Now, like I said, this is also going to have other components in it that are fully LED. The marker lights or turn signals over at the side, they will be a little bit more profile and smaller than the factory ones that you see in the factory headlight. It's going to add a sleek look, but they still are going to be very noticeable while you're driving around the street. Now, what I do really like about this is the fact that this is going to come with a daytime running light in comparison to our factory one, which does not. This is going to be full LED. It's going to be 2 light bars in the middle. That is not only going to add a lot of styling to the headlight, but it's also going to make you more noticeable while you're driving around on the street. Overall, I think that this is a good setup when it comes to the overall quality of the headlight. You can see that that is definitely there, and this is going to give you that better lighting performance that you're looking for and a lot better styling, and it's also completely plug and play, as you'll see in a minute. So why don't we go ahead and install our new light. So now that we have our headlight wired up, before we can pop it into place and secure it down, we do have to pop our trim on. Now this is just going to hook into 2 tabs on the back, and it's going to lay over the front of the headlight like this. There is a couple of strips of 3M tape that we have to peel. So I'm just going to peel the protective backing off. So now that that is peeled off, what we can do is hook the ends, little tabs, in place. So once we have the trim piece laying over, what we can do is kind of pull it into place and get this lined up. There are 3 posts, one on the top, one on the bottom, and one on the inside that we have to line up so we can secure down. I'm just going to flip the headlight over. We can take our provided screws and a Phillips head screwdriver, secure them down. Now once those are all secure, what we can do is tuck our wiring up into that tray there, and we can secure it down with the factory hardware. Then we can tighten them down with that 10mm socket. After that's complete, we can repeat that process on the other side, and then we can put our front end back together. What we can do next, now that both headlights are installed, is pop our grille back into place. So we're just gonna line it up and give it a good push. Then we can secure the top with the factory hardware. Tighten them up with our 10mm socket. Now we can pop in this trim piece. This is just the upper bumper filler. Get it lined up on either side. I have to go back and forth and clip it into place. Then we can secure it down on both sides with the Phillips head screw that we removed earlier. Last but not least, after we place our radiator cover in place, we can secure it down with all of the factory clips. After all of those are in, you close up your hood and you're all set to go. So that is going to wrap it up for my review and install. Make sure you like and subscribe for more videos and products just like this. And always keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.